Alrighty, well, today's episode of the Hawke Talks is a little different, but very relevant within, well, the gaming spectrum of things, or just, well, in fact, everywhere else. But I wanted to talk about this, at least for a little bit, just because it's been on my radar for quite a bit, and I just wanted to at least speak my 2 cents on the subject here, that is cancel culture. Now, I don't know when exactly cancel culture started, and I'm not going to make this a history video about cancel culture, but I believe it started from, let's just say, somewhere around 2017 or 2018, essentially when the whole Me Too movement sort of started, starting with Harvey Weinstein. And that pretty much, it's like a petri dish, and essentially, created the culture of, well, what it has become cancel culture. What essentially happens with cancel culture, I mean, we all know the process at this point, but basically, there's a celebrity and there's this person who is affiliated with this person or the celebrity, and the person says, oh, this celebrity I was with did this and that and this and that to me, so this person is bad, blah 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 or whatever. And a good number of the viewers or readers or people across the internet want to rile up and try to essentially cancel this person out, push him out from the media that they are affiliated with, and a lot of those times, they lose a lot of followers, they lose a lot of subscribers, or they just lose their sponsors, and essentially the ability to appear in whether it's in movies or pretty much like in YouTube or internet videos or whatever it is that they are affiliated with. The purpose of these cancel culture sort of phenomenon is pretty much to kind of see them disappear from that. So that is essentially what cancel culture pretty much is in layman's terms. I remember my first experience with cancel culture with Pro Jared. Pretty much kind of like what happened, or how it goes. Like, the partner of Pro Jared, I forget her name, but basically painted the narrative that Pro Jared did this to her or whatever, and so a lot of people came and said this and that to Pro Jared, and Pro Jared lost a good chunk of subscribers as a result of that, and so that was like my first phenomenon with cancel culture that I've seen, and I think the term cancel culture was born around that time. I don't know. I could be wrong about that part, but anyways, Pro Jared was kind of like that first experience I've seen, and at the time, naturally, being younger and stuff, I was a little naive, so I came to believe, hey, Pro Jared did this or whatever. But however, when Pro Jared came back with his own side of the story, it now painted a completely different narrative, and now at this point, it became like much more of a even fight. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure what really happened with those two. At some point, I guess there was a resolve between the two, but I really don't know what the end result was exactly. But I don't pay attention to this sort of drama, which is why I don't really have a clear memory of the end result. But basically because of like this being blown up on Twitter and stuff like that, of course it has come to my attention and stuff. So naturally, that's just something that's always been on my mind. As of late, though, it's been really getting out of control. I think really, in my opinion, cancel culture has gone way too far with it. It has now come to the point where whenever someone does this one mistake, people just automatically get on this cancel culture train and try to push the person out of the social media platform. Therefore, they just disappear from the internet, sort of thing. And it's just from one mistake too. And a lot of times too, like people try to dig up things from the past and try to blow it up in people's faces and to tell them, hey, this person is this or whatever. This person said this from the past, or this person did this from the past. Blah blah blah. This person should disappear or doesn't deserve this or whatever. So that results them trying to have that person lose their numbers or lose their sponsors, subscribers, followers, whatever it is. just from one mistake from the past. And now, cancel culture really defeats the purpose of, learning from your mistakes and stuff like that. We all have, have our fair share of mistakes and really stupid things we've said in the past, or just stupid things we've done in the past. We people grow from all these things that we've done in the past. We've come to realize that these things are bad. So that's why we try to do our best and work hard to become the better person, based off these mistakes and stuff. But, there are just these people that want to kind of erase that hard work, and so they want to just cancel that person out. I remember another incident with comedian Kevin Hart. After Kevin Hart got the position of being the presenter of, I believe it was the Academy Awards or Golden Globes or whatever award show, he had the opportunity to be the host for that, and it was a big thing for him. But there are a group of people that are just jealous. They not want him on that, in that position or on that pedestal, and so they dig up this one thing from the past of his that he apologized for many years ago already, and he wanted to move on from that. But no, these people wanted to bring it up again, and naturally, it riled up people to push Kevin Hart off that pedestal, and that was pretty much a success for them, unfortunately. And he wanted to get off from he came to this decision to get off, pass on that position to someone else, and he just couldn't become the host for that. So very unfortunate. That was the one of the few instances where that cancel culture sort of phenomenon worked. And so just because this person did this from the past, they want to move on from it, but they just bring it up again on the internet, and it kind of just ruins or tarnishes their image for just because this person probably was jealous of this person or whatever, they just don't like them for whatever reason. And this is have been happening with the streamers and of course with the FGC, which is why I kind of wanted to bring this up in the first place. There has been some instances, one involving with F-Champ or Ryan. He said this one joke, and people wanted to, wanted him banned from the competitive side of Street Fighter and stuff like that. And so Capcom went ahead and banned F-Champ from that. So, and then now there are people who kind of are digging up stuff from the past for certain people from the FGC and try to cancel these people out, but it's just why? You know what I mean? It's just something from the past, and obviously they've grown from that. So that's just how people are. Like I said, we've all had our sort of mistakes or things we've done in the past that we want to move on from, and that's how we grow as people. But the cancel culture just kind of just steps on that, and absolutely just tarnishes any hard work that we've accomplished as people, and it just ruins it for everyone. It's a bad look on everyone, in my opinion. And it makes, because people just don't realize or forget that people grow. We are still growing to this very day. We try to work hard to become better people, so we don't hurt people's feelings or anything like that. But it just kind of just becomes pointless because of the nature of cancel culture. So in my opinion, I think cancel culture should really take a step back, or just, I don't know, I guess cancel itself out. That pretty much essentially what it is. But I'm not saying, we should just leave things be and let people do their own thing. No, I think there is a reasonable boundary within cancel culture, and we should, call this person out for this certain action or whatever. But we as people grow better, or grow to become better from our mistakes, our failures, our downside of things, rather than from victories and successes and stuff. Again, cancel culture just throws all that out of the window. So how are we supposed to really grow to and learn as people? What is it would be like if this cancel culture continues on? Are we really able to go on or really grow as a as a whole? Will mankind itself will be able to grow at all? I mean, if really this cancel culture thing really continues on, that's really that's a possibility, I guess. So I don't know, man. I don't really agree with cancel culture anymore. Again, it's gone way too far. Sure, if it's like recent actions, that's a little different, but obviously, for the most part, people know what they did wrong, so you don't really need to like kind of shove it in their face and take it that far as to having them to lose sponsors and such. And when it comes to like the cases with like oh, this person harassed this person, who are we to say that this is true or this is false? We don't have the evidence, and yet when it comes to cancel culture, it's all based off of words. It's all based off of an assumption, and a lot of times people just want to go with that assumption because it's just an excuse for people to just yell at this person that they don't like, just because this person doesn't share an opinion with theirs, or their views don't line up with theirs. So they've come to kind of have this mentality of like, oh, now I have this. Now is the time for me to kind of try to throw these comments at them and essentially try to push that person off the platform. It's been happening with too many people, and it's just going way too far with it. For the most part, these things are either way too old to really talk about, or they're just not true at all. So yeah, obviously right now cancel culture is taken way too far, and I think it should really try to take a step back. But easier said than done. Obviously, I think over time it will evolve or just kind of settle down, and we can use it for the better. Probably to rather just push the person off the platform, make the person realize, hey, this is wrong. So take a step back, take some time, and then where they come out with a statement or whatever, and then hopefully we can just move on as people. You know what I mean? So of course there's always some exceptions. That's with everything. There's always some exceptions. There's always this gray areas and stuff like that. So it's a really complicated sort of situation. But at the end of the day, though, I think we need to remember that people make mistakes, and people can learn from their mistakes, so we should give them the chance to learn from said mistake. We shouldn't, as a whole, bring it back to their face, and it's like, okay, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? I try to work hard to get away from this, and now that's all thrown out of the window. So that's what pretty much cancel culture does. I don't like it, and it should really, really take a step back or just go away at all. So cancel culture? I don't know. This is maybe it should be worded a little different, but essentially it needs to kind of stop to some extent. So that's just my opinion on things on cancel culture. What do you guys think about that? Please throw that in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about cancel culture itself? I don't know. Time can only tell, and we'll have to see where this goes. But I think eventually, though, we will come to realize and grow as a whole, and hopefully we can just move on from it. So hopefully it's just a trend that will die off along with other trends, and again, we can move on from it. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.